Hello again, everyone. Michael here with Felicity, November 8033 Fox, a Cessna flight training device that I built right here at home. I hope you're all well and safe wherever you may be around the world. It is Monday, the 24th of April, 2023. Just to recap a little bit, the last time you and I flew was, I think it was last Tuesday actually. Had the kids this past weekend. But not this past Thursday night, but the one before. I finished up my night flying for PPL and got lasered from the ground. Yeah, that wasn't very fun. But no harm, no foul. Made it back to the ground safely. Yesterday, I had a mock check ride for the private pilot, and after yesterday, I thought about just throwing in the towel, giving up, calling it done, and saying that I'm the worst pilot in the world. Full disclosure, and I'll just tell you, my problem is I've spent so long flying everything in knots. VX, VY, best glide. Everything I've done has always been in knots in the 172, and I have those numbers ingrained in my head. The Foxtrot model I'm flying, everything is in miles per hour. So when I was on my mock check ride, it was I hadn't flown with this CFI before, which they kind of planned that. But I messed up initially on my short field takeoff, and that seemed to be just a cascading effect, and then I just seemed to have messed everything up for the remainder of the check ride, mock check ride. But we discussed some things on the ground and where I went wrong, where I need to improve on, and things of that sort. So what I did is, at least for now, is I went ahead and just wrote all of my V speeds down. And I'm just going to keep them right here in the knee board. That way, when I'm flying in the simulator, I can keep looking at these speeds, retain these miles per hour speeds to memory, and we're actually going to be applying those speeds in the simulator as well. I have swapped out my airspeed indicator with a miles per hour indicator, and I've made all the necessary adjustments in the aircraft to fully represent the Foxtrot model that I'm flying currently, and I will continue to fly this Foxtrot model in the simulator until I get through my actual check ride and get this PPL. So that's that. Addison Peck, welcome on in. Thank you for the follow, appreciate it. Let's see. We are going to be debuting, I'm going to be debuting my Cheat River scenery for X-Plane 12. Cheat River Island is an island. DreamNid, hello. Welcome, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Real quick, DreamNid, I totally bombed my mock check ride yesterday. Felt like a total failure, but I'm not going to throw in the towel just yet. Hope you're doing well, DreamNid. Thanks for those photos of the Bay Area. Absolutely fantastic images. Really appreciate you putting those on the Discord for me. Okay, what were we just talking about? Cheat River Island is an island in West Virginia. It is, there's 3 grass landing strips there, completely uncharted, but they hold a Flyin there. I just got wind about this Flyin this year. Actually, I was going to say I found it on Facebook. I did not. One of the other members of the it is on the YouTube channel there, DreamNid. Feel free to check it out. I was asked by my CFI to take it off of my Facebook page. I can understand why. I don't want to make him look bad. But it is still on the YouTube channel. He didn't mention anything about taking it off there. So that's where it's at. But as I was saying, I just learned about Cheat River Island a couple months back. One of the other members of the Virtual USA Flying Club kind of brought it to my attention. say, hey, this looks like a neat idea, and I took a look at the grounds and look at the airstrips, and sure enough, it looks like an amazing, fun place to fly into. So I spent several weeks working on some scenery, and then recently I got into contact with one of the for lack of a better term, we'll just say event coordinator for the Real World Flyin, and him and I kind of went back and forth with the scenery, trying to dial in some things and getting it a very accurate representation of the actual airport. The goal is for rear world pilots to be able to possibly use the scenery to practice the approach and fly in before they actually fly in. Real quick, I've had a couple questions. I've got the scenery out there being beta tested. There's been a couple issues with one of the libraries, and I'm going to touch base on that real quick. The JB library, which is one of the several libraries available to X-Plane for objects to be placed in the simulator. JB library has sometime in the past changed how they download things, so I just want to review that real quick, so for those that are watching can know, and for those that still need to know can pick up the VOD later and check that out. So what we're going to do, we're just going to hop right over here to Google, and I'm going to pull up the JB library, and we're going to go into so JB library, and I didn't realize this at first when I was putting my briefing together, but once you download this file right here, the only thing that's really downloading is the library text file and the library folder. It's not downloading any of the objects. I didn't realize that, so that's my mistake. So what you would have to do to finish getting the JB library objects is scroll down into the page, and there are 3 links, and each of these links will download a separate folder. And then all 3 of these folders need to go inside of the JB library folder that is inside of custom scenery, inside of X-Plane. It's kind of a 4-tier folder tree, so I hope that kind of clears up some confusion with the JB library. So you need to download the library folder from the top, and then you need to download the actual libraries from the further down in the page there. Okay, on to our flight. I've got us on the ground here at Garrett County 2 Golf 4, and our destination is Cheat River right here, and we'll pull up the overview map to kind of get a better view of the island. There it is. There it is right there. Gonna be kind of tricky. I haven't flown this yet. Tabletop Android Mark, hello, welcome my friend, pleasure. I haven't flown this yet. I do know that the island is down inside of a valley. There's kind of mountains on both sides. But I do know that runway 30, which is, this is 30. Okay, that's going to be the active. That's our landing runway. On the day of the real world event, that is the tentative active runway 30. And when I host the event with the Virtual Flying Club, which I'm doing it on that very same day. That's how realistic I try to keep these things. Doing it on that very same day, so we're just we're gonna essentially virtually fly in there. That's the plan. But I don't know if this is going to require a dogleg approach. I don't know if there are any specific approach requirements for the island. I'll try and get that additional information. I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's a specific approach, especially on the fly-in day, that they're gonna need to have people use. Let's talk a little bit about the airport, since I am, well, other than designing it, I'm vaguely familiar with it, more unfamiliar with it. So I am going to hop over to the RAF Airfield Guide, and we will see if we can't find it on my iPad. Sometimes some desktop websites are not the most tablet friendly. Let's see, that's not what we want. We just want... Let's try this one. Oh no, that's not what we want either. Where is... It's not what we want. I think I lost my link. No, here it is. Alright. That's what I want. And I am looking for Cheat River. There it is, Cheat River Island. Enter. Looks like it may be... Okay, this is what I want to see. Field elevation 1,412 feet. Looks like Unicom 123.45. I don't know how accurate that local Unicom is. I imagine it's pretty accurate if it's on the RAF guide. Notes: no landing 16 or 36, no departure on 18 or 34. So let's figure out why that is. 16 or 36, we've got no landings. So I imagine probably because of those mountains there. I imagine those are kind of one way in, one way out. Yeah, so it looks like I'm going to assume that red shaded area is going to be kind of like no-fly-ish, no-fly zone type areas. And I'm going to assume everything's all pattern go-arounds are going to be kept south of the main runway, south of runway 30. So once we come in, since we are unfamiliar with the area, we'll do a low approach, fly over the runway. Assess it, make sure it's going to be landable, and then we'll come back around for a full stop. Anything else? Main runway is 1,850 feet. I don't think there's a whole lot of overrun there. Grass, good condition. Left-hand traffic, left-hand traffic. Right-hand traffic, left-hand traffic. One-way 1-2 is right-hand, and 30 is left-hand. Okay, so everything is going to be kept south of the grass runway. So if we're coming in 30, we're left-hand. If we're coming in 1-2, we're right-hand. But we're going to be coming in 30. That's the preferred one-way. That's what we're going to use. Okay. Don't think there's anything else there that I really need to discuss. Looks like the closest METAR is Garrett County. That's actually where we're at now. So we'll talk about that weather momentarily. Okay, I think that's enough. Let's get back over here to ForeFlight. Garrett County, if we were to go direct to Cheat River, appears to be about 20 miles. So that's certainly less than an hour's flight time, and we burn 9 gallons per hour. But we're going to just go full fuel. You know, we could sit here and do the math as to how much fuel we need to get there, which, I mean, honestly, 9 gallons. You know, you figure 30 minutes flight time plus 30 minutes daytime VFR. But we're just going to go full fuel like we normally do. So we're going to have 39 pounds of fuel, or 39 gallons of fuel. 240, so you figure 234 pounds of fuel. It's going to be our fuel payload. And then you and I on board, you and I weigh the same, so we're just going to say 380. So we got 380 plus 234, 580, so 614. Is fuel and us. Plus flight bags, we'll figure 644. And then this is one thing that I always overlook. I don't want to say always overlook. I don't hardly ever talk about oil, though. Oil is also part of your weight and balance. So what's a quart of oil? About 2 pounds. And if we've got 8 quarts of oil, so that's 16 pounds roughly. So we'll just say 660 is going to be our payload, our total payload. And if our empty weight, 2,300, it's 2960. That keeps us in our flight envelope. Are there any NOTAMs at Garrett County that I need to be concerned about that's going to affect our flight today? And there's nothing in there. Oil weight should already be accounted for in the basic empty weight. It's possible, and you're probably right on that. I'll have to consult the POH on this one. I do know that oil adds weight. I honestly don't know if it's factored into the empty weight on this aircraft. It very well might be. But either way, 16 pounds. If we take that off the top, we're lighter. So that's not going to adversely affect us. So we're down to 644 again. Weather, Garrett County right now. Winds are variable 4 to 11. Visibility's 10. Few clouds at 4,700. Overcast at 6,000. Temperature 3. Dew point -6. Altimeter 3010. And what's our maximum elevation figure in this area? What type of altitude do we need to cruise at for our short jaunt over? We'll try, let's see, where are we at here? 3,500, 47, 45. We'll try 5,500. That might be a little bit high for that short bit of a distance. But I'd rather be higher and drop down in than be too low. Okay, I think that's about it. Yeah, I think that's about it. Alright, I think we're ready to head to the plane. Once we get there, we'll do a quick walk around, top off our fuel, and get it fired up, and head on off to the island. It's going to take me a minute to walk to the aircraft, but I'll see you over there shortly.
Oh man, hello everyone. I have no idea what that awful noise is. Almost sounds like my stall indicator. Interesting. Let's see here. Ground speed. I wonder if I'm getting some wind directly under that stall horn. That's the only thing I can think of. Okay. Welcome aboard, Felicity. I bet that's what it is. I bet that's like wind hitting my stall horn. Okay, real quick, let's do our fuel. Weight balance and fuel. We've got you and I on board. You and I only. We don't have any passengers. What did we calculate here? 30 pounds for baggage. And then if we go full fuel, I did my math wrong. Okay, that's better. All right, so we're 1,400 pounds empty. Okay, so that looks a bit better. So we're 2060, and I'm showing 2057. All right, so that checks out. 2,300 is our max takeoff weight. So I messed up there. I apologize. Okay, got our fuel, weight, and balance. Let's go ahead and apply that. Looks good. Yeah, it's got to be what that is. Even because it seems to be corresponding with the angle of the attack indicator as well. Okay. Yeah. Alright, let's hurry up and get started up so we can turn this baby around and stop that noise. Quick flight control check. Rudder. Elevator. Ailerons. All that stuff is good. Okay. I did expedite that walk around just to save us a little bit of time. For this flight, though, I will ask that you please keep your seatbelt fastened. I am unfamiliar with the terrain and the territory. Circuit breakers, those are all in, and alternate static air is in. Let's get it scooted up. Make sure I can reach the flight controls. It feels good there. That's all the way out. Okay. Avionics are off. Autopilot's off. Carb heat is off. Mixture full rich. Throttle slight. Prime. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, we got 4 in the primer there. Okay. Brakes are on.
Clear prop.
Looks clear on the left and clear on the right. Master on. Beacon on. And mags to start. Here we go. Brakes. Alright. We do have oil pressure. Oil temperature is going to come up here in a minute for fuel flow. Okay, let's get our taxi light on so that we can be seen. And let's move along to our pre-taxi checklist. Get my seatbelt on. Flaps are up. Avionics going on. Bear with me, I gotta open up my GPS window here. For some reason it where'd my GPS window go? It's not popping out. Alright, bear with me just a second here. Keyboard. Let's see, radios, GPS, pilot. Toggle pop up. Let's just hit G for that. Yes. There it is. Quick drag that over to there. There we are. Back in business. Alright, what was I doing before I got distracted with my GPS not working? Moving right along to get some weather. We are on the ground here at Garrett County. It does appear that they have an ATIS, or an AWAS at least, so let's just try and grab that.
Kilo 2, Golf 4, airport information, Foxtrot 0015, Zulu, weather, wind 010 at 4, gusting to 10, visibility 10, sky condition, ceiling 6000, overcast, temperature 3, dew point -6, altimeter 3011, advise on initial contact, you have information, Foxtrot. Kilo 2, Golf 4, airport information, Foxtrot 0015, Zulu, weather, wind 010 at 4, gusting to 10, visibility 10, sky condition, ceiling 6000, overcast, temperature 3, dew point -6, altimeter 3011, advise on initial contact.
Altimeter 3011. 3011 puts us just shy of 3,000 feet, maybe roughly 2,955. Let's see what field elevation here is. 2,933. I'd say we have relatively accurate weather information there. Winds are variable 4, gusting 10. So we'll see if we can find a windsock here in this field. And with the variable winds, I don't think it's going to matter which runway we take, but let's take a look here. If there's any specific departure procedures for this runway. Okay. Unattended Christmas wildlife on and in vicinity of airport. We do have fuel available. Traffic pattern here is 800 AGL. Okay, so let's take runway 27. What's it? Hello, my friend. Welcome. Hope you're well. Hey, Drippy. Hello. Welcome on in. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Okay. Alright, we're packed for that. We've got our weather. Got our altimeter. Let's get our transponder on. VFR mode Charlie. ADSB's tied into our nav lights. Let's get those on. Radio taxi light is on. Brakes will test on the roll as well as our attitude and turn coordinator. Let's go ahead and set our heading indicator to compass right now. Melvin Leroy, hello, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Alright, heading indicator compass, and that completes our pre-taxi checklist. Let's go ahead and connect to the VATSIM network, and we will get going. So we are here at Garrett County, heading southwest. So if we do take runway 27, that is going to put us straight out, and then we can make our 45 out for the departure. So that's going to work out best. Garrett County traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot at the ramp taxi, runway 27 via Alpha, Garrett County. Parking brake off. Brake test. Terrain here at this airport definitely needs some work. But I kind of expected things like that around here. I had to do a lot of work with the Cheat River to get that
runway 0927
to get that terrain usable. I don't see a windsock. Let me just pull this power out. We're rolling downhill fast. So I don't see a windsock, so I don't know which way to put my wind correction in for our taxi roll. Alright, so I'm going to make myself a mental note to come in and redo this airport. There's some exclusion zones that definitely need to be added. I highly doubt all of these highway street lights are, you know, there on the actual airfield. Alright, so that sock is kind of that way, so we kind of have a quarterling headwind right now.
approaching runway 27.
Alright, let's do a quick run up. Fuel is on both, brakes are on. Trim set for takeoff. Flight controls, down on the right, up on the left, down on the left, up on the right. Elevator, rudder, true and responsive. Okay. Yeah, we just had a bit of a weather change come in there. The sun started poking through. Okay, instruments, good. Mixtures, best power, primers in and locked, 1600. Here we go. Okay, left mag, there's a bit of a drop. Right mag, there's a drop. Carb heat. There's a drop. Okay, suction's in the green, oil pressure's in the green, oil temperature has come up, got good fuel flow, and manifold pressure looks good. Let's go ahead and idle back and check our throttle friction. Okay, I think we're ready to go. Run up checklist is complete. Pre-takeoff. Okay, looks good there. Carpeet's off, mixture's best power currently. Transponder's good. Heading bud. Doors and windows are secure. Let's get our landing light on. Let's get our strobes on. Right, here we go. Garrett County traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot, taking runway 27 straight out departure, Garrett County. So our sock is shifting just a bit, but it does look like our winds are coming from the north. Mildly, so we'll put a little bit of wind correction in. Wow, look at that runway, it's going uphill. Alright, full power, wind correction, here we go. Rudder for center. Airspeed's coming alive. Let's go neutral and rotate. Positive rate. What was our field elevation there? 2,900. So we'll say 3,700. We can probably make our turn off of the upwind. Alright, lift my left wing. That looks clear. Let's turn on course. Alright, 4,000 feet, and we said our cruise altitude was going to be 5,500. Alright. Yeah, we've got some time. Let's get up there. Let's climb out of VY. Something seems off. I feel like I don't have enough power. we get on the ground at Cheat River, I need to look at the engine. Alright, 5500, let's level off here. Mixture's in, power's in, flaps are up. Yeah, still only pulling 2200 RPMs right now at full throttle, and I'm not sure why. We'll have to check that out. Thank everyone for coming in this evening, checking out the new Cheat River Scenery Pack. Alright, so we're about 15 miles out, 15 miles northeast. I'll make a call when we're about 10 miles. Ground speed right now is 110, and we're indicating 125 miles per hour. Windcheck, hello, welcome my friend. Welcome on in, hope you're doing well. Totally 78, welcome. For those that just joined us, we're flying into Cheat River Island in West Virginia. Cheat River is an unpublished grass strip. They hold a fly-in. I want to say it's annually, I believe, biannually. I think they have a spring and a fall fly-in, but it is uncharted. And I spent the last several weeks developing some scenery for it. So we're going to try it out. Cheat River traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot, 10 northeast, going to be overflying the field. Cheat River. Echo 5 Papa. Oh, Greg, hello my friend. Welcome. Thank you, I appreciate it. This is my labor of love over the past decade or so. Everyone, Greg here is the event coordinator for the Cheat River Flyin, so it's my pleasure to have him on board as we debut the scenery. Greg, I'm glad you could make it in. I don't know if you caught the beginning of the stream here, but you can always come back and watch the beginning. But I did go ahead and explain how to install the JB library items. But you can always go back and watch that later if you missed the beginning part of that. But it's my pleasure to have you aboard, sir. Greatly appreciate you coming in. So we're about 6 miles out now. I think I'm going to start initiating a descent. Understood. And like I said before, if you ever have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I can help you out. Alright, 5500. Let's start our descent down. Okay, let's turn our carpet on. Let's pull some power back. So again, everyone, I don't know the specific approach procedure as we come into the island here, but we are gonna overfly from the southeast end. We're gonna overfly runway 30. We're gonna fly it in ground effect, do an inspection pass, make sure that it looks like it's gonna be landable, and then we'll go around and come in for a full stop landing, and then we'll hop out of the aircraft and go check out what's around Cheat River Island there. Alright, let me trim for this descent. Cheat River traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot, 5 miles northeast, going to be overflying the field for inspection past Cheat River. Alright, I'm going to set a descent at about 500 feet per minute. We're down to 5,000 feet. Field elevation is 1,400 something. So we do have a lot to lose. We are going to have to drop down into the valley. Tell you what, where's the river? Let's see if we can grab the river early and just follow the river in. Yeah, there it is right there. Alright, so we'll drop down in there and we'll just follow the river. We do have some overcast wind tech, but the layers are above us by a few thousand feet. But it's a bit hazy, it seems. Mountaintops are around 3,200 feet. Okay, good to know. We did install a new sound pack, and I don't know if that's a wind effect or a rain effect that we're hearing, but we're using the Sim Acoustics sound pack for our 172 Foxtrot. we're down 4,000 feet. And it looks like we're over the river. So we'll follow this river around. Looks like it's going to curve around this mountain a bit. This is some interesting terrain. In the mountains, gonna have to watch out for some wind shears and things of that sort. Alright. Everybody hang on. I tried to incorporate as many BFR landmarks as I could find in the scenery. As I'm watching the videos of the real world landings and people flying in, one thing that I noticed distinctively was like a red roof looking house building thing, almost kind of on the final approach path for 3-0. So I incorporated that down here, which I'll try and put it out the right window. Okay, there's a red roof house and buildings right there. I've seen those on the videos, so I tried to include that as a landmark. Now remember, we're not landing, we're overflying. Okay, I think we can do this. Okay, so that looks lower on the left. So we should be able to climb out. I've got to figure out this power issue. Why am I losing power? But we should have enough here to climb out and turn around. That's the owner's house. Okay. Well, now I'm really glad I got that in there. Yep, both mags are on. But yeah, we're not building power here. In fact, I think we've lost a couple hundred RPMs. However, I did crash my aircraft on a previous flight, so maybe I'll have to go in and fix some failures there. I don't think it's icing. We're 5 degrees. Well, I guess icing would affect our airspeed. It should not affect our although I did have my carpet on. That might have had something to do with it. But we'll check it when we get down into the ground here. So it looks like a go around would be possible. So we'll circle back around and come back in for landing. Alright, there's our red roof house. So I know that if I make a base here, I'll be about a 45 for the red roof house, and that should set us up okay. Chief River traffic, November HO33 Foxtrot, making a left base to final approach 30 full stop, Chief River. Oh, too fast, we're too fast. Alright, we're gonna have to come in lower. Yeah, we're gonna do this again. We're gonna come up, we're gonna come back around, come back in lower. We're almost gonna have to kind of scud run this, I think. Okay. There's another set of red roof buildings and a barn looking thing that I put. It's like over here in kind of the northwest part. I didn't, let me back up. I was able to get a bridge in there across the river. It's not a suspension bridge like what's there in reality. Eventually I'll learn Blender and how to make all custom objects. Eventually, probably 15 years from now, when I get there. Okay. What's our airspeed now? Okay, 85. Let's keep it slow. Circle back around. Alright, there's our red roof house. We're kind of on a 45 to final right now. Okay, let's bring some flaps in. Chief River traffic, November 33 Foxtrot, final approach 30 Chief River. Flaps 2. Slip it in there. Might be too fast. I'm floating too much. Sorry, we're gonna have to do this one again too. Third time's a charm, right? So here's another barn, a couple red roof buildings that I set over here. Just as some additional VFR landmarks that I kind of saw while watching some of the videos of the area. Alright, last one. No, we're gonna stick this one. Tight turn, tight turn. Man, just get too much speed. Hug the mountain on the right, that gives you some extra space. Might have to do that. I think we might get this one, maybe. Transition. Nope. We're gonna run right into that tree. We wouldn't have stopped in time. Did I say that was the last one? No, this is gonna be the last one. Not that last one. This one will be the last one. I want to thank everyone for coming in and hanging out. I should probably remove some of the, they might actually be too tall of trees for the area. But I'm pretty sure I saw a tree line there. Alright, we're gonna come back around, then come back around. Probably busted so many roads being so low to these houses. we're gonna do that. Let's extend our downwind. And then we can kind of get set up on a more straight in, stabilized final approach. So let's do that. Let's go out a bit further. This place is certainly not for beginner pilots, that's for sure, and especially not if you're inexperienced with grass fields. Alright, this looks good. It opened up a bit. Let's go ahead and make a turn. Alright, island's in sight. Airspeed's 100. Let's get flaps 10 in now. Prepare for that bubble out. Cheat River traffic, November 33 Foxtrot, final approach 30 Cheat River. I like that better. We're 90 miles per hour, 85. Let's get flaps 2 in. Flaps 3. Yeah, we got this one. We'll take this. Transition. Stop, 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 stop. Huh. Huh. Yeah, this one's going to be fun for the virtual USA Flying Club. Okay, here we are at Cheat River Island. Now, when I put this on the .org for people to download, I'm going to include 2 versions. I'm going to include a Flyin version, which is going to be what you see here. Then I'm going to include a stripped down version, which is what you might see on a non-Flyin day. Got all the tail joggers lined up here. Now the initial terrain in X-Plane 12, you can't land these runways. The mesh is so rough. The runways aren't flat. You just can't land them. There's not even runways here in the initial and default X-Plane. Greg, the scenery has been updated. new version, this version isn't ready to download, but I went ahead and removed all of the stuff from the northwest side of the field, all those planes and tents. And we've got a pop-up tent here at the runway intersection for ATC. So this is where your I'll say temporary ATC, but this is where this tent here is where ground would be talking to the pilots in the air. So anybody that does want this scenery, it will go on the .org, probably here in about a week or so. You will need ortho, and you will need my updated OSM data to make all of this work. The Cheat River is, let's see here. There's the main hangar, but Cheat River is not in the current OSM data. It is not defined as water. So I went through and added the water definitions, and what that does is that brings our Cheat River to life. The other thing I had to do was adjust the mesh terrain to make the runways landable and not, be a big peak and valley. So we have three runways here, Two of them are here on the island. 30 that we just landed on is the primary runway, and there's a shorter runway that's kind of right here. So this is another runway. And then, as we make our way across the river, we have a third runway. Now this runway is part of the Cheat River property, it's my understanding, but it is not used on their fly-in day. But it is part of the property, and it is available. So I went ahead and modeled it in the scenery. But yeah, this one will be a fun one to fly in. Virtual USA Flying Club is doing a fly into this island, and on the same day the river flying is happening. Details on that are in the Virtual USA Flying Club Discord, which you can join that with the tinyurl.com/join virtual US join Virtual USA Flying Club. Pretty sure that's the link. Oh, wrong one. That didn't work out well. Actually, let me just do it like this. If anybody is interested in joining the Virtual USA Flying Club, we do a lot of GA-friendly virtual events. Feel free to pop into the Discord there. Okay. So I think Cheat River, itself is just about dialed in. I'm going to get with Greg later and see if he has any more recommendations, but I think it's looking pretty good. We've got tents, we've got airplanes, we've got people. We've got a good old time here at Cheat River Island. Okay. Now, are we going to be able to get back out of here? That's going to be another question. Actually, I want to taxi to parking. I want to shut my plane down. We're going to pop it into the hangar real quick. Departing is done on 1-2. Okay. Good to know. Alright. Let's see here. I just want to see something, because something's just... Alright, brakes are on, holding brakes at maximum. Yeah, I feel like that should be getting up there a bit more. Alright, let's shut down for a minute. Let's get all of our lights off. Mags to off, master to off. And let's just pop into failures. Let's just fix all of our systems. Okay. Master, beacon, okay, mixture to rich. Prime, just blue, shouldn't need to prime it at all, but we'll give it 2 shots at prime. And here we go. Clear prop. It's clear on the left and clear on the right, and well, relatively clear up front, but we're not going to chop anybody. Okay. Mags to start. Landing light, taxi light, nav light, avionics, leave our strobes off for now. Let's see how this is. Did we get power back here? Brakes on, brakes maximum. Alright. It's interesting that I'm still not getting okay, mixture's all the way in. Carb heat's off. Let's just see if our gauge matches our tachometer there. Brakes are on. I'm probably gonna have to go back into Plane Maker and see if there's something that I need to adjust. Because remember, this is a brand new model that I just developed. But I would imagine I should see at least 2400 on the tack at full throttle, and I'm getting maybe 21, 22. You know, I could understand if there was ice built up on our propeller, but you know, it's 4 degrees. It doesn't appear to be raining. But we got here. Yeah. Okay. Now that we're here, let's time is it? 9:30. Let's try it again. We're gonna depart out of 1-2, and we're gonna come back in 3-0. And I'm sure that there's a specific reason for that, probably that mountain directly in front of us. I like clearance. We'll take 1-2. We'll go out and back. Chi River, November 803 Foxtrot, taking 1-2, out and back, Chi River. Okay, mixture's rich. Carpete's off. Fuel's on both. Trim. Reset for takeoff. Alright, here we go. Tell you what, I'm gonna try a softer field takeoff. So we'll go ahead and pull this yoke all the way back. We'll put full power in. Wait for our nose to come up. Fly it in ground effect. Alright, we're off. Oh, just clipped that tree. Here's my bridge I put in here. It's a bridge. Alright, we're gonna try to land 3-0 again.
Kilo 2 Golf 4 airport information. Kilo 0053 Zulu weather wind 009 at 7 visibility 10 sky condition ceiling 7009.
009 are at 10, so out of the north. So I got a bit of a crosswind coming in then. Alright, let's turn around and back in. It does, and I think there's two. One states with an obstacle, and one states without an obstacle. And if with obstacle, it's saying no flaps. Without obstacle, it's saying 10 degrees flaps. which tricked me up on my check ride, my mock check ride. The other thing I need to do is compare this checklist to my POH. You know, it says it's for the same model, but what's confusing is that, to me, I think it's backwards here. I feel like a short field with takeoff, you should have flaps, and without a short field with obstacle, you should have flaps in, and without obstacle, you should not have flaps in. Logically, that's how I think it is, but as it's written here, it's written if there's not an obstacle to put flaps in, which seems kind of backwards. So I do need to compare that and figure that out for sure. Flaps 10. Flaps 2. Flaps 3. Hard landing. Alright, here we are. Let's go park. We're going to shut the plane down. We'll head back to the FBO and chit chat for a minute, and then I've got to say goodnight. For my virtual USA Flying Club members that are watching, the briefing is in the Discord calendar. So if you go into the calendar, you can get that briefing and access the scenery links before I post the event in the events channel. So feel free to go ahead and grab that if you want to get your practice in before the 20th. And that's for the virtual USA Flying Club Discord members. That's the only place that I have it posted right now, other than my couple beta testers that have it currently. Alright, so I put myself this tent over here because this is my parking spot. And we'll just have to push this back. Alright, that's good there. Okay. What do we have here? After landing, flaps up, carpeets off. Let's get our lights off. Leave our beacon on for now. All of our lights going off. Avionics going off. G5's going down. Mixture to lean. Max off. And master off. Okay. Alright, that was fun. This is gonna be a fun event. So, let's set our parking brake. Let's head back to the FBO. We'll chit chat for a minute. Then we'll have to say goodnight. Let me disconnect from my VATSIM network first. Sam's hopping tonight. Mississippi Center, Montreal Center, Toronto Center, Indy Center, Boston Center for Monday night. Huh. Alright. Alright, I'll see everyone back at the office. Actually, let's just go hang out in that hangar right over there.
That was fun. I do want to thank everyone for coming in and flying and checking out the new Cheat River Island scenery pack exclusively for X-Plane 12. WinTech, I'm not sure. I was trying to figure that out earlier. I just changed my sound pack, or the F-Mod sound pack. I downloaded the, I downloaded it a while ago. I'm just now getting around to put it in this plane. But it's from Sim Acoustics. And it seems like every time my angle of attack indicator goes to red, like you're coming into a stall, that alert goes off. So I don't know if it's actually tied into that AOA indicator. I'm gonna have to check into that, or at least see if there's a way to mute that, because I found that to be a bit annoying. So I apologize that that was going on. What do I want? That's what I want. We departed out of Garrett County, which was an interesting airport. I don't. In the simulator, that runway at Garrett County was up and down. When I was taxiing down to 27, I almost had no power. I was rolling down the taxiway at 25 miles per hour. And then on departure, we were okay. It's good to know then. So the terrain there at Garrett County seems to be accurate if it looks like that in real life. That's good to know. Departed out of Garrett County, flew the 22 miles southwest, dropped down into the valley, and debating not taking off uphill, but it was okay. So I bet a 172 could make it out of Garrett County going up 27. And we did it in the simulator, so I'm sure it's possible. It just, I live in Ohio and everything is flat, just like this runway right here. So I'm used to just coming in flat. But at Garrett County, we were taking off. There we go. Uphill. I think that's it. So yeah, I think that the scenery is just about dialed in. You will need ortho to fly it. There's no getting. I mean, it's not required, but if you expect to land on any of the runways, you're gonna need it. To bring the water to life, you're gonna need it. Even default ortho right now won't bring the water to life, not without the updated OSM data. So, but I will include the updated OSM data with the scenery pack that I put on the .org. That way all you'd have to do is replace it in your OSM data in your OrthoXP folder, and then you'll have the updated water and airport definitions. You'll just need to recook the tile and everything should be fine for you. Yeah, I think that's it. I do want to thank everyone for coming in and hanging out this evening. Allison Peck, thank you for the follow, which I'm assuming might have been Greg at some point. Yeah. Spundot did not show up, but Melvin Leroy came in. DreamNid showed up. Always a pleasure. Echo 5 Papa is Greg, the event coordinator there at Cheat River. Let's see, WestJet was in for a bit. Thank you for coming in. If I did miss anybody, I do. Oh, Hey Drippy showed up for a bit, so thank you as well. If I did miss anybody, I do apologize. Tomorrow, I'm not sure what we're gonna get into. Most likely, we're gonna be doing some more practice air work. And that's probably all I'm going to be doing is practicing that air work, particularly what I am deficient on in the real thing. I've got S turns down, turns around the point, much better looking out my left window than doing it out the right window. So I'm going to work on that, turn around the point while maintaining altitude and controlling that bank angle. I found myself trying to control it with power on the check ride as I was, we're we got this bank angle in and we're turning around this point. We have that ground speed that's reducing and increasing with the wind. So I found myself trying to compensate for that with power. I shouldn't have done that. Leave the power alone. Compensate for that with the bank. High ground speed, high bank angle. Low ground speed, low bank angle. I've got to commit that to memory. Short and soft field takeoff techniques. Relatively the same in my opinion. I mean, they seem like they're the same but different, so I need to commit those differences to memory. The V speeds, the miles per hour in the aircraft, I need to commit those to memory and erase all of the not V speeds that I've committed to memory. When he was asking me about them, I was rattling them off, and I mean, yeah, they're right, but they're wrong. I need to answer it in miles per hour. That's what the indicator says. That's what I need to answer that. I can't necessarily answer it in knots, because that doesn't particularly apply to that aircraft. So, again, thank you all for coming in. I hope you all have a great and wonderful evening. And you do make a good point, Echo 5 Papa. What I did I actually just did this evening. I have my checklist here that I keep in my kneeboard, which is always open. And I made myself a cheat sheet with the V speeds and put it right next to it. So even when I'm flying the simulator, I can look down at that and kind of commit those speeds to memory. And then what I'll probably do is print off something, because I can't write that small and be able to read it, but I'm going to print off a little card. Well, it's probably going to be on paper. And then cut it out, and I'll just tape it to the panel somewhere, and then I can just see it right there on the panel. And when I'm flying the simulator, the Foxtrot model, I'll have those numbers there. I'll be looking at them. That'll help commit those to memory as well. I felt, I don't want to say defeated, but just discouraged after my check ride. But we'll persevere and get there. One day at a time, 1 hour at a time. And again, thank you all for coming in for the debut of Cheat River Island for X-Plane 12. Expect to see that on the xplane.org website probably in a week or so, as well as the updated OSM data that you're going to need to cook all the ortho photos. Echo 5 Papa, it is my pleasure. I really enjoy doing this. It's a passion of mine. So even if one person can benefit from it and use it to train with, then that just tickles me to death, because that's what I built this thing for. That's what I designed scenery for. So if someone else can benefit from it, I'm just, I'm really grateful. Melvin, thank you for coming in. Always a pleasure. Okay, that's it for the evening. Let's see who's flying, who I can send you over to continue your evening enjoyment. Okay. I'm going to send you all over to my friend Slant Alpha Adventures. He is doing something. In fact, let me just find out what he's flying right now real quick for you, because he just posted about it. River Run Season 3. So he's flying the Cessna 152. And that's about all I can tell you. Either way, if you can't stay for his stream, please just stay for the raid. And you all have yourself a wonderful evening. It was my pleasure flying with you. And you all take care and stay safe. And we will see you for our next regularly unscheduled adventure. Have yourself a wonderful evening. Take care.